Hello, and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Catherine Aleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terry and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics, because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. So this week, we continued with the 4th season of Veronica Mars, the 2019 edition, and also the return of the crafty, punny competition show, Making It.
Yeah.
So this is the show with Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler hosting, and sometimes it's a lot about them.
Yes.
But, you know, we like them, so...
We do. And that's fine.
Yeah, so this is, you know, just another group of crafty people telling us about themselves and their sometimes sad stories through their crafts. There was a lot of crying on this one.
There's no crying in crafts. Maybe I'm going to add this with Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist to the list of shows that could easily be a half an hour and would be much more enjoyable. I like Making It a lot. I like the making it a lot. I like to see the cool things they come up with. I like to see how they do it. I like to see how it works. Don't really need to hear the stories of their lives. Right. You know... We're going to talk later this week about whether moms should have feelings, and I guess crafters can have feelings too, and I should be appreciative of it, and I'm sure. But it makes me worry that, did they pick these people because they're the most interesting crafters, or did they pick these people because they have the best stories? And that makes me unhappy.
Yeah.
Although they're all delightful crafters, I enjoyed pretty much everything that anybody made. They seem to... These people always seem so friendly with each other. I think it's probably the maker community is relatively small, and so everybody seems to know everybody. I know I follow a lot of the past contestants on Instagram, and they were all welcoming the new contestants and congratulating them like they knew them. So, you know, it's enjoyable, but there's so much entertainment out there. If we could slide this in a tight 30 minutes... shave off some of the edges, you know, to get it to just fit the space. That'd be good.
That'd work. Yeah.
You know, don't need to talk to the judges quite so much. Just, I don't know. But there was cool stuff.
The judges were quite complimentary, at least on this first episode.
They were.
There was very little, you know, well, I just wish you did this or that. Like that didn't hurt
anybody's feelings. They all have meaningful stories. How could you possibly reject anybody? They couldn't even send anybody home because, you know, golly.
Everybody was wonderful. I didn't understand what they saw in the pineapple, like the Mr. Potato Head, but a pineapple. But then I think that was the baseball player who made that. And then he did that really cool, like, bike tire torso thing. Like, that was the same person, right?
You know, honestly, there were two well-groomed white dudes, and I couldn't really remember which was which.
Well, and there were two baseball-connected people. So...
yeah, I kept getting them mixed up. One of them I think had facial hair and the other one didn't, and that should have been a tip-off, but I honestly can't remember which of those was which.
Yeah. But yeah, the pineapple was, in the first round, was one of the few things that I was like, I don't know about this.
So we say to the guy with the huge white bushy beard, good branding. I remember you. I didn't get you confused with anybody else.
Right. Yes.
Have a distinguishing physical feature.
Yes. Or, you know, an accent. There's one woman that has a bit of an accent, and all of her stuff was like textile-y. Right. You know, pillows and things. I mean, very cool. Her toy was like a yak.
Yes,
that was
I remember
super fuzzy and fun.
They were all fun. The toys were all fun. I enjoyed them. I thought the collapsing doll thing I always like those. Those are fun. And to think of what one would have to do to make one of those.
Yeah.
That's fine. Mm-hmm. Bushy beard guy is the one who had like the figure with 3 heads, right? Which is a little disturbing, but okay.
And then...
It's the favorite toy of the 2 dudes on Veronica Mars.
Oh, gosh.
They have one of those in their hotel room.
We'll get there.
So they can practice.
Oh, boy.
All right. Back to this very, very nice, very kindly crafting show.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem, aside from the fact that they didn't send anybody home, and they in fact brought in 2 extra people at the end.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's it's totally the same as it has been in past.
Right. Was it
seasons.
Always so? Tell me your. I guess it was last season. Was a lot of tell me your story. I can't remember if the first season was or not. Whether it was a note that. Well, yes, all this making it is really, really good. But what we really want to know is, what's their story? I don't really want to know that.
Right.
I'm sure they're perfectly lovely people with interesting things. And, perhaps we could have another show for that. But I wish this was not. And they faked us out with that. We're not going to send anybody home because that's what last season, I think the last couple of seasons we've said, why do they have to send people home? Why couldn't they just have the same crew all through the season, and then at the end, the person with the most points or something wins? They don't need to send people home. Right. It creates all sorts of stupid artificial tension. Right. And then you always have to make a choice that's uncomfortable. Because nobody's going to go out there and just make something crummy.
Yeah.
So I really wish they had just stuck with that. But it was, it was a joke. Here's 2 extra people.
Yeah, I don't understand why
Did they miss
happened.
The train the first time?
Right. Like, they were in quarantine, and now their 14 days are up, so they're back.
Their acceptance was in the mail, but somehow it went astray.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a little weird. But
so we'll have to see, next time what that
what is
means.
Up. But
because we don't know their life story, Terry. Whatever true. Will we do?
And now that there's 2 extra people, will there be time for everybody's story? Mm-hmm. More complicated crafts, less story if you're going to fill up an hour.
Yes.
Oh, well. I am, heartless and uncompassionate. But
I just want to see people making stuff.
I just want to see, it says making it. I just want to see people making stuff because it's so cool. It's so neat what they come up with and the different techniques and the different ways of doing things.
It is.
More of that, please. Mm-hmm. The other stuff you can see anywhere.
Right.
But anyway, it is, regardless, a perfectly enjoyable way to spend an hour.
Yes.
I even watched the commercials. That's how much goodwill I had when I watched the video. It's just like, you know what? I'm just going to let this piece of art wash over me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I was forced to watch the commercials because I had to watch it on demand.
Yes. Well, I had a choice. And I respected their sponsors, so.
Nice.
Anyway, glad it's back.
Yes.
Happy to watch it. Perfectly happy to watch it.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll fast forward through the stories next time.
Right. Quite the antidote to Veronica Mars, as you mentioned. This week's episode, titled Heads, You Lose. So now, in episode 4, we have the 3rd decapitation of the season.
Almost cartoonishly, as they did mention on the Veronica Mars Investigations podcast. That's like a Wile E. Coyote head blow off. And then in the next frame, he's back.
Right. Except he wasn't in this case.
No.
He was a goner because he had a bomb strapped to his neck.
Yeah.
And so when that went off, it was bad news for that kid.
Yes, it was. But also, number 1, we had seen him trying to roofie people the night before.
Right.
And number 2, he's a guy who thinks, I have a bomb around my neck. I think what I should do is stick knives in it and stuff.
Right.
Does he never watch TV? When you have those things on, you need to be still and call the FBI.
Right.
Happens to be in town.
Right. Leo's right here.
Very dramatically remove you from it or dip you in cement or something. You don't go at it with a knife. So I don't think that the world is going to miss that dude terribly much. But still, ew! I feel for that girl who was calling I would have called the cops at like maybe a greater remove.
Right. Go over there and right. I will call.
You can run while you're on the phone. It'll be fine.
Right. Yeah.
What a hellhole Neptune is. Why is anybody still there? When your greatest civic booster is the guy who was in jail for real estate fraud, it's maybe time to wrap it up.
Yes.
Oh, man.
There was, as they also pointed out in the podcast, a lot happened in this episode. Like, yes. There was a lot going on. You start with the kid getting his head blown off. Or I guess, did we already know that he had...
No, I think we we were at the bar where he was being rude.
So you could establish that he was a bad person. Yeah. There was Veronica going to Chino to visit past people that we really wanted to keep in the past.
Past
like
character palooza this episode. Yeah. Every time he turned around.
Happy to see Leo again. Definitely did not need to see Unlucky or Mercer. What?
No.
Bad. And, what did she think she was? I guess she feels like she did get some useful information out of them, but
ugh. Well, give those dudes another paycheck. That's a thoughtful thing. Bring everybody back for one last turnaround. And Vinny as well.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody's favorite second-tier Neptune detective.
Right. Vinny came back because he was hired by the congressman's mother because she's still on about this ring.
Yeah, she's awful, but holy cow, how stupid is the congressman?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Really, just somebody blow him up. Put the man out of his misery and just blow him up. Yeah. He's going to start hanging around the beach, looking for people with bombs around their necks for
he'll
a dog.
Find somebody with a bomb. Exactly.
His life has gotten about as low as it can go, and now it's going to go lower because either the two Mexican dudes were lying when they told him that they shot Tawny's family members. Mm-hmm. Or they just didn't shoot them very good. They didn't. Why? I expected that they would open the refrigerator and the two heads would be in there and they would hand it to the congressman as proof, but
right.
Just a video. So maybe they didn't shoot them at all. I guess maybe they just left them in the desert. But I really, really never wanted to see them again.
Oh, goodness, no. No, so
there they
that happened.
Stumbling through the desert. But...
And the person in the, ATV or whatever that vehicle was, that was no one we know, right? That was just some
I was
rando.
Unsure since it had been such a, remember this guy? Remember this guy about this guy? Remember him? All of which was worth it to see Leo. Because, oh my goodness, how adorable is he?
Also, the Leo and Logan show that happened. That was
terrific. And and Logan goes, I think Biz is back there too. Biz.
Call
a
back
little
to
wink to the fans. Thank you. Pat and Oswald, on the other hand, they could just give up. Long walk off a short pier would be fine.
Yeah.
I'm
about done with him.
Annoying.
For sure.
Yeah, but he's going to be here the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he? He's not going away. Again, where are the bombs when you need them? Where are the bombs taking out? Well, I guess they didn't take it out at an innocent person this time. But we got another Weevil sighting.
Yes, that is true.
And Veronica is now on the one Mexican dude's radar, which may or may not be a problem.
Right.
Well, it probably can't be good. But still, as with Clyde, he seemed to be regarding her with respect, which would not preclude him cutting her head off, but still.
Right.
You know, a little tip of the hat. Or a tip of the head.
Yes.
Maybe.
And I guess speaking of Clyde, Keith is either befriending him or just faking it so that he can get information. I mean, I guess we're supposed to think that he wasn't really drunk when he and Clyde were hanging out together, that he was faking it. So
in which case you then also have to allow for the fact that Clyde may have been faking it too.
Yeah, this is true.
So, talking about J.K. Simmons and how fun he is and how much we like to see him, but he's got that thing where even when he's smiling and, looking like everybody's buddy, he's got that kind of steely gaze that you're like, it's impossible to know what's going on behind them.
Right.
And in addition to, Juno's dad and the farmer's guy, he was in... I never actually saw this show, but I read a lot about it. Oz, did you see that way back in the day?
No.
That was a prison thing in which he was apparently a very bad hombre. So, Well,
and also in that movie Whiplash, which I also didn't see.
Oh, yeah, he was like a tyrannical drum teacher, right?
Yes.
So not always all fun and games.
No.
JK is what I'm saying. So I think that we can assume that Clyde will... get up to some unpleasantness at some point.
Yes.
He's got the hat for it. So.
All about that hat.
Anyway.
What else happened?
What else?
I feel like
so much.
A lot. Oh, you had the meeting where you had the mayor kind of trying to take Big Dick down a peg.
How does anybody take that dude seriously? I don't know.
You're saying that somebody is bombing Neptune because the neon signs are too big. Good point, dude. I like it.
Yeah. Well, if indeed it is Big Dick and Clyde behind the bombings, then that's why it's happening. Although why it's happening is so that they can buy up a bunch of property. So
right.
Not good. And I wonder what the deal is going to turn out to be with this woman that has Clyde's money.
Yeah.
But does not seem to feel that getting in touch with Clyde would be a bad idea.
Right.
So, are we going to have to deal with her at some point? There are enough characters in this show right now, thank you.
Yeah.
I can just stop now. But keep Leo around, because he's cute.
He is.
Cleans
and he's
up
got
nice.
the snacks.
Yes.
He's got plenty
I love a man
of
who's
snacks.
got snacks in his pockets. But the whole him and Logan hanging out uncomfortably was hilarious. And I share the Veronica Mars Investigations hosts' discomfort and annoyance by the whole Veronica being all disrespectful about the proposal and Logan and just... All right, we know she's damaged, but she at least used to be human. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Don't make her that way. Oh, well. Yeah. Zen Logan is kind of growing on me. He is, as Leo surmised, pretty chill.
Yeah.
But I am tired of so many of these plots already, and it's only been like 4 weeks. So,
well, you're at the halfway point.
Could we do like a season 3 thing and just wrap these all up and then find some new crimes?
Maybe they will.
I would not put it past them, but anyway, it was fun in parts. It's always better than I think it's going to be when I drag myself to my screen to finally watch it. But holy cow, am I tired of, the congressman's mother and Tawny's kin and really the congressman, just because, man, that hole was already pretty deep.
Right.
And you keep digging.
You just brought in a backhoe and made it.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Oh, honey. Just stop.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know. Next week's episode is called Losing Streak. So that's promising.
You suppose there's going to be streaking?
Oh,
or
boy.
is it just going to be people losing heads and other things?
Other body parts? I do not know.
Don't even want to think about it. I'll
Yes.
cross that stretch of beach when I come to it.
That's right. So we will watch that and discuss it next week, and we'll cleanse the palate with the much more cheerful Making It. I mean, there's tears.
As long as they don't decide that we have too many makers here, let's set up a bomb. You know,
Right.
we start to see anybody shady around the edges of the workroom.
Yeah.
Well, you know, nah,
No.
not that kind of show.
No. So.
It is the kind of show where somebody might have candy in their pockets, though.
Yes. I would bet Amy Poehler has candy.
I bet she does. She has those overalls with the pockets.
Yes.
I bet there's some M&Ms in there. Share, Amy. Share.
Yes. We're all hungry for candy. Okay, so that'll be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.